All right, boys, if you feel like you are not seeing the gym progress you want to see, like you're consistent, you're dedicated, you're going to the gym every single day, and you're trying to eat right and sleep right and do all these things, but you're still not seeing the best results from it, then this is the video for you. I've been training for 3 years. I've done a show, and I coach people on how to get into shape, and I have high success with all of these things. So I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I have learned, the 3 best tips that you need to know in order to triple your gym progress. This is personally how I have tripled my gym progress. As you can see right here, this is my first year of training. There's my second year of training, and here is my 3rd year of training. I'm out here training in Bangkok, Thailand, just because I'm able to travel the world and train because I have taken it that far. So I'm just gonna give you some advice, and hopefully that will help you out. So let's get right the fuck into it. Tip number 1, get your diet fucking straight. 5 meals a day. There's somebody out there. 5 meals a day. If you want a clean bulk, wait, let me talk about 5 meals a day. So here's the thing. A lot of people are eating 3 meals a day. They're waking up and they're eating before the gym, and then they're eating after the gym. Usually this is what people eat, maybe a couple snacks in between, right? And this is only about 3, maybe 4 times to get in protein intake. But if you could up that to 5, and even maybe throw some more snacks in between there, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day to get your protein intake in. And the thing is, your body cannot hold protein. It can hold fat and it can hold carbohydrates. So you need to be constantly getting in protein every 2 to 3 hours so that you have that protein flow, so that you can build the muscle and actually, be the best version of yourself every single day you go to the gym. It's all of these little things that if you make tweaks on, your physique will triple in the amount of progress you get. Because if you're already consistent but you're not seeing the results, then something's off. So we're just gonna go over all these tips. So if you want a clean bulk, then keep your fats below 75 grams. One thing that kills a lot of people's just look is the amount of fat they intake. Fat is 8 calories per gram. Carbs and protein are 4 calories per gram, no matter what food you eat it out of. And you don't need really more than 75 grams of fat. Like maybe you do, but most likely you don't need it. So keep it below. I like to keep mine around 50 grams max just because I'm trying to cut down right now. But if you keep it below 75, even while you're trying to bulk up and put on muscle, it's going to allow you to stay lean while you bulk up. And one thing I do with all my meals is 3 meals out of the day contain 0 fat. On a bulk, it's a little bit different. I'll have a little bit of fat in my, pre-workout meal, but basically this is how it would go with my 5 meals. My first meal is just gonna be straight carbohydrates and protein. I usually do protein oatmeal. My second meal is just gonna be straight protein and fats. I'll usually do eggs for this, or a protein shake. My third meal is gonna be like chicken and rice if I was cutting. Or if I'm bulking, it might be like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I got my protein, my fats, and my carbohydrates in, right? And then my 4th meal is going to be something like chicken and sweet potatoes. The reason I want to eat sweet potatoes after my workout and the reason I want to eat oatmeal in the morning is because they are a complex carbohydrate. It will keep you fuller longer and it will sustain longer energy. But you want the simple carbohydrates around your workout so that it's instantly in your body, like it's ready to go. Your body doesn't have to break it down and process it. And so before my workout, that's why I've had something like, just some white bread, or some dextrose, or some sugar, or some pancakes and stuff like that. You want that energy right away, and that's kind of skipping to understanding your carbohydrate source. You want to know your carbohydrate source. So there's a glycemic scale, right? Wheat bread is going to be like low on the glycemic index, meaning it's a complex carbohydrate. It's not really going to spark your blood sugar super high. It's going to take a long time to break down inside of your body. Now something like sugar or dextrose or syrup or white bread or white rice, that's going to be higher on the glycemic index. It's going to be easier to break down. Your body's going to be able to use it quickly and efficiently for your workout, but it's also going to spark your blood sugar a lot. So you really only want to eat this around your workout because that's when you're going to make use of it. Throughout the day, you really want to keep your blood sugar low because that's very anabolic and it also helps you lose fat. Going on to the next one, that is drink more water. Water it's so good for how you look. It's not only is it so good for your body, but it's so good for how you look. Sometimes if you look at your abs and they don't really look the best, it's probably because you haven't been drinking a lot of water. When you don't drink a lot of water, your body stores the water, right? Because it's like we're not really getting in enough water. We better store this. We don't want to release it, right? But if you're constantly drinking it, it's going to be released. That's why bodybuilders, before they go on a show, they're drinking a shit ton of water 5 days before the show, right? And they cut it out 2 days before because their body's like, I have so much water, I can get rid of it all. And they cut it out the 2 days before just to look super, super lean. So you always want to drink at least a gallon a day. And most likely you might be underestimating it if you were not carrying a gallon around, or if you're not drinking out of these liter water bottles. Like, I need to drink 4 of these a day in order to get my gallon in. 5 and 6 would be even better. And also, if you drink caffeine, or if you drink alcohol, if you drink any type of diuretic, if you're taking dandelion root, make sure you're drinking extra water, because those things suck water out of your body. Also, you want to drink it consistently throughout the day. If you drink it too much at one time of the day, like pre-workout, it's just going to bloat you. So make sure you're really getting it in the morning and in the afternoon. We already kind of talked about carbohydrate source. Next is eat the majority of your food around your workout. Again, even if you're bulking up, eat the majority of your calories before you work out and after you work out. Because at night and in the morning, you kind of need them, but you really don't need them. And it would just add on extra fat. Because when you throw those carbohydrates or those fats into your body and they're circulating around your bloodstream or whatever, and they're not going to be used, they're just going to go into storage, which, you know, might be good for a bulk, but why not stay lean while you bulk up? So you should have your biggest meal before you work out and your biggest meal after you work out. A lot of carbs, you know, complex carbs after you work out. Again, oatmeal, you know, brown rice, sweet potatoes are my 3 go-tos. And pre-workout, white rice. Sometimes I like protein pancakes. I like protein French toast, these yummy things that are really good. Understand your protein sources, quick and slow digesting. So 4 of my meals throughout the day are just quick digesting proteins, right? In the morning I have whey protein, then I'll have something like eggs or chocolate milk or, you know, whey protein again. Before I work out, I'll have like chicken or peanut butter or something like that. These are all fast digesting proteins. But then before I go to sleep, I like to have either a casein protein or cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is like a natural version of casein protein. It basically, what casein means is it's slow digesting. It takes a longer time for the protein to break down. So instead of the protein getting used in like 30 minutes to an hour, it gets used over like a 3 to 4 hour time period. And again, like I told you earlier, your body can't hold protein. So it would make sense to eat a slow digesting protein when you go to sleep, because those are going to be 8 hours you're not getting in protein. So slow digesting protein, eat it before you go to sleep. I recommend cottage cheese. People complain about the flavor, but do you want to fucking look good? I think so. So just fucking eat it, dude. Also, mix it with strawberry jam. The sugar-free, super, super good, bro. So good. Another thing, drink carbs while you work out. A lot of people just eat their first meal and go work out, and those carbs are going to be used up like really quickly. Like, you're not going to be able to stuff down enough carbs before you work out without getting super bloated to last 2 hours of working out. So what I do is I make a protein shake with dextrose inside of it. And if you guys don't know what dextrose is, it's basically just a super, super refined carbohydrate that you can buy on Amazon. And it's just like a fine powder you can dump into your drink. Every single gram of dextrose is 1 gram of carbohydrate. So you put it on a food scale, throw your water in there, 30 grams of protein, and you throw in 50, maybe 100 grams of dextrose. You know, 100 grams if you're bulking, 50 grams if you're cutting, right? That's really all you need. There's kind of more about that. I'll link a video up here throughout the video on how to cut down if you want to learn about that. I got plenty of videos out there on my YouTube, but I would definitely do this. And it can even be a Gatorade. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I don't want you to like learn all of this stuff and then have analysis paralysis. Next time you go to the gym, pick up a Gatorade with calories, even if you're on a cut before the gym, and drink it while you work out. You will have so much more energy. And there's also electrolytes in there, which is super nice. Yeah. And then also actually tracking your macros. Don't just estimate them. Track them throughout the day, because not only are you going to actually hit the macros you need to, hit, if you even have macros that you need to hit, but you're going to start to understand it too, right? If you're just kind of like eating whatever, one day your protein intake might be 100, the next day might be 300. Your carbs one day might be 300, the next day it's going to be 100. And when you're bouncing up and down, your body's like, what the fuck is going on? And so it never has a consistent good looking look, because you're never consistent with your food. So really start to track your food and really understand stuff. I'm at the point now where I can kind of eye out something and say like, this is probably like 60 grams, and I might be off by 5 or 10 grams, but I'm getting really close to understanding it because I've been tracking for so long. So tracking is super important. Even if you're on a bulk, you don't want to get fat in your bulk. The point of the bulk isn't to get fat. The point of the bulk is to give your body enough food to grow. That's literally all it is. To be in a slight calorie deficit, you need a 50 calorie deficit in order to gain muscle. That's really all you need. Of course, you would probably want to go 300 to 500, but that's all you need in order to bulk. And this is all about looking good while you bulk up, tripling how your physique looks. And if you fine tune all of these little things, getting in your 5 meals, keeping your fat kind of low, drinking more water, understanding your carbohydrates and eating the right carbohydrates at the right time of day, putting most of the food before you work out and after you work out, because that's when you need it to repair and also to work out and have the energy, understanding your protein sources, drinking the carbs while you work out so that you have energy throughout the entire workout. So just so the beginning of your workout isn't the best, also the end of it is the good. And actually tracking your macros. Step 2, or tip 2. Start working out with strategy and intention. Get a real workout program made for you. And this can be by a coach. This can be by somebody who is bigger than you and better than you or whatever. Don't just follow push-pull split. The split doesn't fucking matter. It really, really doesn't matter. The split isn't that important. It comes down to the exercise selection, which is kind of important, but more importantly, the reps and the sets you do on each and every exercise. And I learned this when I got my own coach and he started to give me real programs. I literally fucking surpassed any level I've ever been on and any progress I've ever made just by being on a real program made for me with actual intelligence and strategy put into it. So I don't know how you're going to go about that, but just get a real workout program. If your chest day is hitting bench press, then hitting dumbbell bench press, then hitting, I think this machine feels fine, then maybe some cable flies, there's no strategy and intention there. You're kind of just going about the simplest machines. You want to incorporate certain things. You really want to get into, you want to have a strategy when it comes to your reps and your sets. And we'll kind of talk about more of that later, but really get a real workout program, right? Hit each muscle group 2 to 3 times a week or even daily if you need to bring it up. Don't hit your muscle group once a week if you're trying to grow. If you're trying to grow and you're hitting it once a week, you get 52 times a year in order to grow that muscle. If you hit it twice, you get 104 times a year to grow that muscle. If you hit it 3 times, you get 156 times a year to grow that muscle. I brought my arms up 3.5 inches within 1 month after my show. I'll say that because I rebounded. But within 1 month, I brought my arms up 3.5 inches by hitting them every single day. I literally sent all of the carbs and the protein straight to my arms after my show. And I just hit them every day. And something like your arms can take that beating. Your calves can take that beating. Your shoulders can take that beating. Your chest, back, and legs are a little bit different, but those kind of smaller muscle groups, they can take that beating. So if they need to be brought up, hit them. And the same kind of goes with your big muscle groups. At least hit them twice a week. Unless you were seriously cutting down, then you can only hit them once a week because you're not growing. You might as well just hit them once a week, right? So you can put a lot of focus into it. But if you're growing 2 to 3 times a week, and it might not just be a chest and back day. It might be a chest, back, a little bit of arms, and a little bit of legs. I've been on a shoulder blaster now. I basically do chest, back, and legs, right? Twice a week. So it's chest, back, legs, chest, back, legs. But then I have shoulders and arms on each one of those days. So I'm hitting 3 muscle groups every single day. That's basically how it works. Do a wider variety of exercises, but complete each exercise with more intention and intensity. So a lot of people they do a lot of random sets on some exercise and not really going anywhere. In my opinion, it's better to do a wider variety of different exercises, but just do them better. If you can fit in 3 really good sets, actually really good at sets with intensity that you walk away from it going, wow, that was hard. Wow, my muscle burns. Wow, my muscles hurt. And you can do 10 different exercises instead of doing 3 and taking 10 sets in order to be able to say that to yourself. That would be way better because then you're able to hit the muscle like your chest. You're able to hit it like this. You're also able to hit it like this. Then you're able to hit it like this. Then you're able to hit it like this. There's all these different ways you can hit it. So just put more effort into each and every set. The third set, right? All you need is 3 to 4 working sets. That's really all you need. If on your third set or fourth set, if you can go 10 more, then you're not doing it hard enough. If you don't walk away gasping from it, you're not doing it hard enough. So go the fuck back and do a hard set. Next, always finish your last set off strong. That's what I was just talking about. Finish it off strong. I see so many people walk away from their exercises not gasping for air, not sweating. And I'm just what are you doing? Even on a cut, dude, I was fucking sweating my ass off and crying on each and last every set. Like, go all out. The first set, like, I'll do a warm-up. My first set is kind of like a feeder set where I'm kind of getting the blood in the muscle, and it's maybe like a 7 to 8 intensity, right? Or like a pain level. My second set is like, I'm really trying to push it kind of, but not go to failure. And my 10 set is like, I'm going to failure, but then I'm going past that. Like, so many people are fucking worried about form, thinking they're gonna like break something. Dude, you're 20. You're 21. Nothing's gonna break. If it does, it heals right back, and you learned your lesson. Like, it's not gonna break either way. So just like, on the third set, don't forget about your form and just yank the fucking weight. Literally. Start off with pre-exhaustion. So yeah, this is a good thing. A lot of people like to go straight into their big compounds without pre-exhausting their muscle. I always recommend, like, before squats, do some hamstrings, do some leg extensions. Before chest, do some push-ups, do some cable flies. And don't just like do them softly. Like, actually do it kind of like a working set. And it's gonna make your bench press go down, your squat go down, your deadlift go down, right? You're not gonna be able to do them as hard because you just used up, a lot of energy doing that. But you're gonna be able to break down more muscle. Again, it's not all about how much weight you can push. It's, if you want to be a bodybuilder, if you want to look good, then it's literally just about breaking down the muscle and building it back up. And to do that, you don't really got to worry about the weight. You just got to kind of worry about the intensity, getting high reps, high sets, and not letting your muscle rest super, super long. Constantly switch your sets and rep ranges. So this is something I started to recently do. For the longest time, I was just doing like 2 to 3 sets, right, of really hard stuff. But then my coach had me on something else. I was doing like 8 sets of rack pulls, or 8 sets of bench press, or 8 sets of this, but I was only doing 3 reps, 4 reps, 5, 6 reps, right? I was kind of more in like the, the strength training kind of phase. Like, anything below about 5 reps is, it's more to build strength. You're not really going to build much size with that. But then he would have me doing the next week 12 reps, 20 reps for 3 sets. And I was like, this is kind of cool, because one week my muscle kind of gets to not only rest, but it gets to build up strength. And then the next week, I'm able to really kill that muscle, but I have more strength. And so I'm able to do 12 reps with 10 more pounds this time. And that's hypertrophy right there. That's progressive overload, and that's how the muscle grows. Next, control the negatives and positives of reps. The one thing you don't want to do is not have a tempo to your workout. And a tempo means what a tempo doesn't mean is people who are just bouncing weight off their chest or doing this, that, and the third. And you might have to do that here and there. But for the most part, your first 1, 2 sets, you should be controlling the negatives and the positives. Because just because you're pushing the weight doesn't mean you're breaking down the muscle. Also, going down this way, right, and controlling the extension of the muscle is also breaking down the muscle. This actually sometimes is more important than the positive. The negative sometimes is more important than the positive. So control this negative. And yes, you're going to have less reps. You're probably going to do less sets. And you're probably going to do less weight. But who the fuck cares about that? It should be about how you look, right? So control the negatives more often. Another, hit the exercise hard and recover. So I was kind of talking about this earlier. When you're doing like your sets, hit them super hard and give yourself just enough time to recover. Not too much, right? Not too much where you feel like your heart rate's kind of slowing down and you go back into it. You want just enough time for your ATP energy to replenish inside of your muscle, but not enough time for your body to really cool down, right? You're training in hypertrophy. You're trying to gain muscle and look good. So you have to constantly keep that muscle under tension in order to grow it, right? Why does the muscle grow? Because it needs to. It needs to because it needs to grow for more weight. It needs to grow for more... what are all the things? I can't even think about them right now. More time under tension, more reps, more stuff like that. But yeah, you don't want to be taking super long between your sets. But again, you want to hit the exercise hard enough that it actually does take you some time. Like I said, even if you walk away from that first, second set and you don't need a minute or 2 minutes to kind of recover from it, you're not training hard enough, right? So you should always be doing heavy weight but also high reps and hitting it super hard and then recovering. Tip 3. This one's a little oddball. Compete in a fucking show, dude, okay? I know you probably don't look great. I didn't think I looked great either. But then when you really shred off that fat, you're like, wow, this looks fucking sick. It really does a lot to you. Like, if I was watching this video 6 months ago, I was like, I don't want to compete in a show. I don't think I can compete. Like, that sounds complicated, blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's just a show. Like, a lot of random people show up that you don't think are ready for a show. When I showed up to my show, I was like, did these people just get, like, invited off the street? And of course, there's some really good-looking people, but, like, 80% of them just, like, kind of look like they got invited off the street, right? It's not super intimidating if you go to, like, an amateur show, but it's really good for you. It reignites your gym motivation and overall discipline. If you're watching this, then most likely you've been training for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, right? And you're probably losing your motivation and your discipline to everything. You're like, I'm not really seeing results, so why should I do this? Well, that's why you compete in a show. It reignites that motivation and discipline to stick to everything and keep going at it, right? Now you have a goal to work towards. And 3 months from now, you have to look good on December 27th. You have to look good by then. So every day you wake up and you do everything you need to and you train as hard as possible and you get excited every day you get closer to that. That's why having a show is really fucking cool. Recommend doing a show to you. I did summer shredding 5 months ago. So fucking cool, dude. It's down in Houston, Texas. They also do one in Tampa, Toronto, Ontario, and some other places. Just check them out online, summer shredding. It's a super like beginner friendly show. It's not like no professional NPC, but there are some prizes to it and it's fun. I'd recommend doing it. It creates the competition too. So another thing too is people are kind of just going to the gym and they're only competing with their yesterday self, right? They're just competing with their past self. And that's good and all, right? But you need to compete with other people. You need to have that, like, other people are working harder than me right now. Other people aren't going out this weekend to drink. Other people aren't skipping their meal, aren't skipping their cardio, aren't skipping this, are going harder, are slapping on 10 more pounds. And that just drives you to a whole nother level. That's how you start to look better because you get competition, right? It makes sense. Forces you to take everything to a whole new level, bro. When I started to prep for my show, oh my God, I had to get my shit together. I had to stop going out. I had to stop being on Snapchat all day. I had to stop being on social media, start waking up at 5 a.m., start having to do my cardio, meal prep my meals, eat all my meals, not cheat on my diet, drink my water, do all these things, be in a good mental mindset, and just, it caused me to take my whole life to a whole nother level. And it completely transformed me. Doing the show is what helped me literally gain my following online, start up my business, and move out to Bangkok, Thailand. If you're doing something in life, you need to take it to the next level. And you need pressure on yourself. Pressure creates the diamond. Do you want to be a diamond? Do you want to look good? Do you want to triple your results in the gym? Then fucking put pressure on yourself some type of way. I have so much pressure. I post my stuff online. My business relies on how I look, but also the information I know. I want to compete in shows, so I have to do everything right. I can't lose muscle. I can't fuck off. It's all this pressure that allows me to triple my gym progress. So you need to put pressure on yourself. And the first thing I would do is compete in a show. And if you're lost, literally just get a coach who understands his shit. I guarantee you can find a coach online or locally who has helped people do shows. He's going to charge you anywhere from $200 to $300 a month. That's less than $1,000 for a 3-month prep to do your show. Boom, you're in it for $1,000, and to you, you might say, oh, this is $1,000. But the fucking shit I have learned has maybe $10,000. 1 to 10 ratio. It is a big life changer. So go do a fucking show, dude. That's the end of this video. Literally just simple gym tips. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's Friday night here in Bangkok, Thailand. It's my 3rd day here. I'm actually gonna go out tonight. I'm going to Koh San Road. Kind of fucking excited, dude. I kind of struggle sometimes to go out and live my life, but we're gonna go do it tonight and go have some fun. So yeah, and I can't wait to go to the gym tomorrow and train, dude. Muscle Factory at Bangkok is honestly so cool, and I can't wait to go travel the islands and look at all the other gyms and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just loving life. By the way, I coach. If you want to lose 20-30 pounds, which is what I market my coaching as, I can help anybody coach, but like my main thing is helping people lose 20-30 pounds in 90 days or you don't pay. I'm so confident that I can help you lose 20-30 pounds in 90 days that I will give you your fucking money back if you do not lose it and you do everything correctly. The process works. So hit me up if you want to be coached by me. Other than that, y'all, I will see you guys later. Peace out.